Locked and loaded. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. We are the Coach and Coach podcast. And man, we are loaded for a show for you tonight. I did tell my illustrious co-host that I was not going to go crazy tonight, and I'm going to hold my word to it. I'm going to try my best not to be too insane tonight. But we are the Coach and Coach podcast. I am the defensive coordinator who sometimes blitzes way too much, and I get our defense in bad situations. But I have good enough athletes, man, that sometimes even when I mess up, we could find a way to get that thing back together. I am the coach, Coach Marks, and that guy right beside me is the conservative offensive coordinator who does not want to stretch the field too many times. And I'm sitting over there looking at it like, man, throw it. And you're looking like, Coach, come on, let's just run this. Let's follow the script. Let's follow the script. So sometimes, defensive coordinators get a little wild. The offensive coordinator try to keep everything together. So he is our offensive coordinator, Coach Benji Hare. And we put together the Coach and Coach podcast. We like to welcome everybody on TikTok. We like to welcome everybody on Facebook Live. And we like to welcome everybody that's following the show. If you happen to miss the show, and I hope you didn't miss your show, I'm hoping right now you're telling somebody that the Coach and Coach podcast is on right now. Go ahead and share it with a friend, share it with an enemy, share it with somebody you like, share it with somebody you hate. It doesn't matter. Just share it with somebody and let them know that the Coach and Coach podcast is on. It is on right now. But if you happen to miss the show on tomorrow morning, on your way to work, and I promise you, I'll make sure I get it loaded correctly this time. Don't know what happened on Monday morning, but you can get our show. You can get the Coach and Coach podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, wherever you get your podcast. Look for the Coach and Coach podcast. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that alert button so you won't miss an episode. Go ahead, if you don't mind, drop us a rating. Let us know how you feel. Talk to us. We'll talk back to you. Coach, man, it's been crazy 2 or 3 days, and it got even crazier today. What's going on, man?
Man, I am well here for another Coach and Coach podcast, but I got to go back to what you said earlier, calling me conservative. You know, the greatest play in football is the short trap. If it hits, there's no need to throw it. But yeah, I'm well, man. Crazy day.
Crazy.
We'll get into all that. Not necessarily like for me crazy. It's just crazy seeing the reaction of people on with everybody involved.
Coach, this is what we do, man.
I didn't realize that life comes, truly life hangs on what happens in football season. But I guess it does. We're going to cover it all. Really excited about the show. There's some great matchups this weekend.
Oh, it's going to be
you got the governor coming on, and we all know, like, as far as high school football goes, the man will point us in the right direction. You're going to do your pro talk. You're the go to the pro sports world. Way better than I am anyway. So I'm just excited to be here.
Yeah, Coach, and man, I tell you what, we had a junior high game tonight, man. I only had 5 players, Coach, and we pulled it off, man. I think we scored the most points. We scored the most points that we scored all year long with 5 players, and then one of them fouled out with a minute to go, so we had to tough it out with 4 players. It was 5-on-4, but we pulled it off tonight. And Coach, here's the best thing. Here's the best thing, and I got to give him a shout out tonight. After the game, one of the referees come up to me, Coach. He said, "Man, is y'all show gonna be on tonight?" I said, "Come on, brother, come on with it, man." And my niece happened to hear it, and she just went out. She just went crazy. So, man, even though it was encouraging to me, because sometimes you get caught up in trying to look at these numbers and wondering who's looking and who's watching and if it's reaching anybody. But between your college football show, I do got to get the pro show going, but most of the time I just wait till this show going. But people are watching, man. Even though we may not think that they're watching, they are watching, and definitely appreciate the love that we got today. And I hope he's on tonight, Coach big shout out to Coach Eric Rice. If you remember, Eric Rice was the tight end at Ole Miss. Well, he's an official now, and he was the one that come to me and want to know what the show gonna be on tonight. So, man, big shout out to Coach Eric Rice, man, and appreciate the love, appreciate you. They let you know, man. People are watching the show, Coach. So I'm gonna give them something. What was that? Who made that song? Let's give them something to talk about. I'm gonna give them something to talk about tonight. Woo, man, I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm fired up. I'm fired up. I am your great baiter. Apparently, I like to bait people into watching our show, but that's a whole nother story. Gonna leave that alone. Quit laughing at me, man. But TikTok, man, we would like to welcome you. Make sure you hit that screen, man. Let us know you with us. Talk to us, man. We're gonna talk back to you, man. We love the interaction. Oh, man, whoever lighting us up right now, we appreciate you, man. Thank you for all the love you just sent us, man. Who is that? Number 13. That ain't the Bruce tight end, is it? I just see number 13.
Yeah, no one uses their names anymore. It's all.
Yeah. Man, I apologize if we don't know names, man. I'll be trying to look at
I'm pretty sure you're right. I'm pretty sure you're right.
and I'm trying to look and see who is who. But man, we appreciate everybody tonight. We are going to get this show started off, man, because it is some. Hey, in Mississippi around November, you know what time it is. He said, "No, man, I'm an Ole Miss. Oh man, I love it, brother. Man, welcome aboard, man. I am. Hey, I'm an Ole Miss grad, class of 1999. Man, I know that was a long time ago. Oh man, I had to live through. Well, no, I ain't gonna say live through the Tuberville days because he did turn us around. Now you got to give him credit. I got mad at what he did at the end, but man, he got us back to a bowl game, and he had to go through some things. But it is Mississippi, and it's November, and you know what time it is, man. It's high school football playoff time. Every team is in right now. We're waiting on the governor to come on tonight, and man, I tell you what, man, a lot of people don't. They think I don't know if they think the governor is a joke or not, but I just want to tell the people, man, the man know his stuff. He watches film religiously, and he know what he talking about. The reason why I know he know what he talking about because he unschooled me on some things. There's some things that I thought I knew. No, man, I just didn't get right, man. So we're gonna wait for him to get on, and we are gonna talk some high school football. I got my brackets up. We'll quickly go over the games in 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A, 6A, and 7A. We're still in that kind of blowout range because in the second round you're still not getting those prime matchups. But we're about to get to that third round, that third and fourth round. That quarterfinal round is where you start to see you start seeing the smoke clear and you start to see who's going to be what. But still, Oklahoma got an amazing opportunity this weekend, Coach. Faulkner running back. Now, we know Faulkner, we saw him firsthand. Faulkner running back is amazing, and it's amazing that I saw somebody had posted the other day that they, just basically lobbying for the kid, saying, if you want a good kid that can run that football, I'm telling you what we saw personally. That kid is pretty doggone good.
Yeah, he is. And I don't know what the Max Preps has him listed as, but he's not like the speedy scat back. He can get physical too, and I was very impressed with him the one time I saw him in person. And anytime you can establish a running game in the playoffs and play a little defense, you got to have you have a shot.
Yeah. Well, Coach, if you looked on your screen right now, there's a guy that's here that know his stuff. That is the governor is in the house tonight. My God, what's going on, Breesy? How's everything, man?
Been going good. How about y'all?
Oh man, we rolling, ready to talk some high school football, man. And like I was telling our listeners just a few minutes ago, we're still in that range where you still might see some blowouts. That second round, you're still going to have some games where it's not, it's usually when you get to that third round, that quarterfinal round, where you start seeing some things. But Coach, I'm gonna Breesy, I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna start with 1A. And I'm going to go through the brackets on the north and the south. And man, I just want you to just interject, let the listeners know what what you see and what you expect to happen this week, because You know, we're still in Mississippi. No offense
Right.
to our listeners in other states, but and once we grow a little bit more, we're gonna start getting people that's gonna, you know, we're gonna have some. We need a governor in another state, you know, to come and give
Right.
us your high school football intake. But we have learned that when you got somebody that know it, you use who you know, because me and Coach are not very good outside of Bruce. we we very limited unless we unplayed them. But as you look at 1A, and once again, man, Oklahoma went to West Tallahatchie and pulled an upset. I still say it's an upset.
Yeah,
They
it's
pulled an
upset.
upset, and I, like I said, kudos to the Lathan boys, man. They pulled that thing off into Oklahoma. But in 1A this week, we got West Lowndes going to Biggersville. You got Oklahoma going to Faulkner. You got Tupelo Christian going to Calhoun City. You got H.W. Byers going to LaFleur County. That's in the north. And in the south, you got Lumberton going to Nanawaya. You got Stringer going to Holliday Simmons. You got Leake County going to Boga Chitto. And you got South Delta going to Taylorsville. What do you see in the north that you know you could? I almost say you can look at it and just tell, but I think that Faulkner and Oklahoma game might be a good one.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one. They beat them the first time they played this year, and I believe they're gonna beat them again.
Did Oklahoma beat Faulkner?
Yeah, they beat Faulkner early part of the year.
I will say this though, the early part of the year, and me and Coach Benja, we was able we read about it. They wasn't using the running back at first. Why? His first game, his first come out game was against Bruce, which
Against Bruce.
I wish they'd have waited another week before they started using them. But I believe what was the quarterback, Coach Benja, what they tell us, the
I think
quarterback
the
had got
quarterback
hurt,
was injured. Yeah.
Yeah, the quarterback was injured when we played him. I
and
want
then
to
they
say he
decide
was
to
injured.
and they decide to unleash him on us, which they could have waited another week because he was pretty impressive. But I will say this: if Oklahoma pull this game out and get to the third round, that is a huge accomplishment for them this year, because I did
Did
not expect them to get that far. Not
I
this year.
didn't either.
West Lowndes barely, in which, you know, to have Coffeyville at home and you only beat them 7-0. Pretty much the handwriting is on the wall this week because they go to Big.
Right.
And I think that's going to be a woodshed moment. And West Lowndes will be in the gym come Monday morning. Um,
Sure will.
yeah. You got Tupelo Christian Prep, who is also probably was in the gym today. Might as well get some shots up now. Don't wait till Monday. Go ahead and get your shots up now. Get your layup. Going to get. This is what TCP should have already done. They should have went by the gym, got their shoes, got their lockers all situated, figuring out, you know, okay, who is our first game, because your season ends on tomorrow night.
They do. It's gonna be
Simple
Mike,
as
you
that.
can, man.
Simple as that.
It's
it's
simple
simple.
as that, man. Y'all about to run into a buzzsaw that don't know how to stop cutting. They cut down trees that ain't even supposed to cut down. Now, you
Hello
got,
City by 40.
and that's in the first quarter.
That
You got
first quarter.
you got H.W. Byers going to LaFleur County. Who do you got in that one, Coach?
Say that again.
Who you got in that one, Governor? We got H.W. Byers going to LaFleur County,
Oh, LaFleur County.
which is prepping us. If we're looking at this correctly, you're
Count
gonna have
City
Calhoun City
and LaFleur County.
versus LaFleur County. And if I'm not mistaken, it will be another home game for Calhoun City. Is that correct?
I think so. I think it's gonna be another home game because they have to go
The
to
biggest.
on the road to Biggersville the last round, North
Okay.
Edge. So yeah.
So that changes the perspective for me, because, you know, once again, and Coach got on to me about it, but running teams, I always feel, you know, this year I felt like running teams, you know, aggressive teams. I'm not saying they give Calhoun City trouble, but they make them uncomfortable. Now, I don't, as far as LaFleur County's MO, I'm not well rehearsed in what they got. Governor, what do they have, and will they have any shot in Calhoun City?
I mean, to me, I don't think they have no shot against Kansas City. Their defense is not that good to me.
And that's going to
And
be a problem because you got almost a three-headed monster at running back in Kansas City, and you got a quarterback that ungained Harlan Pittman confidence went to the roof now because now not only is he running the ball, he's throwing the football too, and they can hit you in so many freaking
so
ways.
many ways.
Oh man, it's
So
too
many.
many ways to and they. Let me tell you what they remind me of. I've listened to I've listened to Jeff Teague in their podcast, and he used to talk about Golden State. He said it wasn't that they were so dominant, but he just said once one hit a three and another one hit a three, and you look over there and now they swinging they tiles and they once they start scoring, Cal City just go berserk. So um, pretty much whoever win Faulkner and Oklahoma game is not going to Biggersville and beating them.
No,
So we're prepping for a possible Biggersville and Cal City North half at Biggersville.
that's
Now,
big.
I know what you said a couple of weeks ago. Do you still stand on Cal City going to Biggersville and winning the North half?
Not winning, I mean beating them pretty bad.
All right, you heard it. You heard it.
I promise you.
Hey, Coach, the governor said it's going to be pretty bad.
It's gonna be pretty bad. They might play with them in the first quarter a little bit, but after that, it's over with.
Well, in the South, which is also because, it's all going to meet up December the 4th. But you got Stringer going to Simmons and you got Lumberton going to Nanawaya. Now, that's gonna cause Simmons to end up going to Nanawaya for that third round game. Will Nanawaya give them any trouble?
Yeah, they'll give them trouble, but I just don't see them beating Simmons.
And then you got and what's crazy is both Taylorsville and who I think gonna meet up in the South half is Taylorsville and Simmons.
That's who I got.
They both will have to hit the road for the North half. I mean for the third round, and the South half will be at Simmons if they both win. Taylorsville, Simmons, who you got?
I'm gonna go with Simmons.
So you got a Simmons and Calhoun City State
And
Championship
City.
right
State
now.
championship.
Who is your 1A state champ?
Calhoun City.
Oh man, good Lord have mercy, man. Coach, they finna get another one, man. They finna get another one, Coach.
Get another one.
Oh, man. Oh, I gotta look at another ring go up across that river. Oh man. All right, let's jump to 2A real quick, man. You got Northside going to Baldwin. You got Kemper County going to Water Valley. You got Hamilton going to Charleston. You got Myrtle going to East Webster. Who do you got out of Northside and Baldwin?
Northside.
Northside goes to Baldwin and beat them.
And go to Baldwin and beat them.
And Northside don't still have that running back, but you saying Northside go to Baldwin and beat them.
Northside gonna go beat them.
I don't know who that kid was last year because he was the fastest man I ever saw in my life. I mean, the fellow was fast.
Samaje Bell.
He was Samaje fast. That joke was fast, man.
That's the fastest person I ever saw in high school. I thought Kalo Moore was fast, but woo.
Coach, I kid you not. It was like a track. It was like somebody just handed off the baton when he got the football, and it was just speedy guns. Boom, he's gone.
Every time he touched the ball, he scored.
Kemper County, Water Valley.
Kemper County.
You got Hamilton and Charleston.
Charleston.
Myrtle, East Webster.
East Webster.
So you don't think Myrtle can out physical East Webster?
I don't think they can.
Okay, we're looking at a North half. All right, we got a third round now. You're gonna have Kemper County going to Northside.
Northside.
You got Northside. All right, you got East Webster going to Charleston.
That's the game out. That game right there can go either way.
Are we finna get a repeat of Northside and Charleston from the regular season in the North half?
To the North half. I kind of believe Charleston gonna get them by this being in Charleston. But
see,
I won't be
this
shocked.
time it'll be a Northside. Northside to get the host. They went out.
Yeah,
get the host.
Yeah, Northside to get the North half. I'm talking about Charleston and East Webster. Yeah.
So if you East Webster have to go to Charleston, so that's gonna be that's gonna be tough on them. Northside, Charleston. Who you got going to the 2A state? You got Charleston going back. All right. Is it Heidelberg South to win?
So Heidelberg gonna win it all. I don't see nobody beating them. They tough. I watched them against Kemper County the other week, and they can beat you in so many ways.
Coach, they dropped 78, man. They dropped 78 in a playoff game.
Playoff game with the clock running.
I don't need them players going to basketball right now. They need a week off. They need a week off to recover from that. You don't play this week, Newton. You wait till next week. That was bad. They dropped 78, man. Man, it felt like one of my games. All right.
I think it was like 55-0 at halftime. I want to say
that's crazy. That's crazy, man.
That's something with a running clock, and you can still score that.
And you still put up numbers.
Man. That's a machine right there.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Heidelberg is a machine. I know they the Oilers or whatever they got on. They bust that oil tank, and man, it's oil flowing all over the place, man. It's over with. It is a Heidelberg Christmas.
Then they'll be back. They'll be back next year. They lose a lot next year. They'll be back strong. The quarterback Kraft, they got a big junior class, so they'll be back.
Oh, that's just freaking great. All right, you got at 3A. You got Choctaw County going to Kasuth. You got Noxubee County going to Coahoma County. You got Boonville going to Aberdeen, and you got Belmont going to Winona. Choctaw County, Kasuth.
Choctaw.
You got Noxubee County going to Coahoma County.
Noxubee.
Got Boonville going to Aberdeen. Interesting. Belmont to Winona. Okay, that's going to give us a third round game. All right, you got Noxubee going to Choctaw County. At Choctaw County, who pulls it off and goes to the north half?
You said Choctaw or Noxubee?
Yeah.
Noxubee.
Noxubee beat Choctaw at Choctaw.
Yeah. They'll beat them at Choctaw. They done it the first time, and I'm gonna go with them this time. I took Choctaw the first time, and they lost. I'm gonna get it to Noxubee this time.
So you got Noxubee hosting the north half. All right, you got Winona going to Aberdeen in the third round.
Winona. They get back.
Winona, Noxubee County. Who's going to the state championship?
Ooh, that's gonna be a tough one right there.
I think Winona felt they uncaught their stride now. They rolling. Yeah,
they rolling now, but I'm gonna say Noxubee kind of gonna go back this year. Cause Winona next year they gonna win it all. They got everybody coming back. They gonna win it all next year.
Okay, let's hit 4A North. 4A North. We're gonna get through them tonight. All right, you got Senatobia going to Corinth. Who you got right there?
Ooh, me and Coach Fox, we was talking about that one. I think I'm gonna go with Senatobia.
Their running back is the X factor, man.
Yeah,
that dude is the X factor.
Yeah, he's the truth.
I think he get going. They don't need nothing else on offense. He is their offense. All right, you got Kosciuszko going to Itawamba AHS.
Kosciuszko.
You got Houston going to Clarksdale. Yeah, I think the clock just hit midnight for Houston. New Albany going to
Louisville.
Okay, so you got Louisville going to Clarksdale in the third round. Who's going to the north half?
Louisville.
All right, you got did you pick Kosciuszko?
I picked Kosciuszko.
All right, you got Kosciuszko going to Senatobia.
Kosciuszko.
So a north half of Kosciuszko and Louisville. Who's going to the state championship?
I'm gonna ride with Kosciuszko this round.
Kosciuszko going to the state championship.
I'm gonna ride with him.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to go back and listen to the show and write all this stuff down.
Yeah,
right. We gotta write. Hey, when we listen to the show tomorrow, I gotta write this stuff down, man. I gotta fill in my bracket because when we come back here, we gotta make sure we on point. All right, we got 5A who starts their playoff run on and 5A pretty much gets to the point. That's what I love about them. You got Vicksburg going to West Point. Is it a West Point Christmas?
West Point Christmas.
Pontotoc going to Jackson Lanier.
Jackson Lanier. I'm gonna take Jackson Lanier.
Lafayette going to Cleveland Central.
Cleveland. I think Cleveland Central will get them.
Holmes County Central going to New Hope.
Ooh, I'm gonna go with Holmes. I'm gonna go with Holmes County.
it's almost when I look at the North. Let me just make it this way: is anybody beating West Point?
Nobody. I'll get ready to get to that point with you.
At that point, it's like, why even talk about the other? Because I'm looking at the team. Nobody on there is going to beat West Point.
North or South?
They will be at home throughout the playoffs. Nobody is beating them.
No.
Well, I don't know what championship this will be, but it's man, it's man. I want to win a championship. I want to win some championship, Coach. Man, '96 was a long time ago, man.
Long time.
Oh man, we were the super fans then. Okay, you got Neshoba County, Neshoba Central going to South Panola.
South Panola.
You got Grenada going to Ridgeland.
Grenada, they'll get Ridgeland.
Center Hill going to Warren Central.
Warren Central.
You got Callaway going to Lake Cormorant.
Lake Cormorant.
All right, now you got did you say South Panola?
Yeah, it'd be South Panola and Grenada second round, won't it?
Yeah. Is Grenada gonna take this North half?
That's who I want to pick, but they're gonna have to start tackling better.
Now, the way it's looking, they will get the North half at Grenada.
Mm-hmm.
And that's saying either Callaway or Center Hill would have to come, and that's Jackson Callaway. So that's it's a nice little piece for a North half game after Thanksgiving when you ate turkey and
Right.
you ate all night. And they said they can't hear Benji because Benji is being quiet over here, man.
I'm taking it all in.
Okay, we got one more, and like I said, Governor, we will go back. I will go back and listen to this and get our bracket set up, and we'll post it on the Coach and Coach page on Facebook.
Okay.
We'll call the Governor's bracket, and we'll let everybody know. Starkville at Tupelo.
Tupelo.
DeSoto Central, team that messed up my life at Coffeyville. DeSoto Central at Germantown.
Germantown.
All right, you got Hernando going to Oxford.
Oxford.
Madison Central at Horn Lake. Let's just cut through the tape. Are we going to have a North half Tupelo versus Oxford?
Yep, that's what I got. Tupelo.
At Tupelo, do Tupelo once again return back to the state championship?
They're gonna go back, but they gonna have trouble with Oxford though. They're gonna have some trouble with them. It ain't gonna be easy.
I beg to differ. I think Tupelo is going to be Oxford by 2 touchdowns. And I don't think the 2 touchdown I think it's a steady. I think they jump up on them and they don't, and they're never able to. I think once they jump up to 2 touchdowns, Oxford will answer, but Tupelo will just come right back. And Oxford would answer, but Tupelo just going to come right back because that running game is it's incredible. And
it's incredible.
And they can take their eye out of the ball, because of the running game. Oxford's going to air that ball out. But Tupelo is going to be able to lean on you and lean on you and lean on just going to wear you down and just going to wear you down because the first game shouldn't have been as close as it was. It was penalties and turnovers that left that game, to where it was close as it was. I think this time Tupelo repeats as state champion this year.
Yeah, they gonna win it. That's who I got coming out the north, win it all. 7-8.
Man, this even the high school playoffs is starting to look good, man. I mean, we about to get to that point. We're about to get to that point where you start seeing some stuff start to fill out, and what we will do, we are gonna put the governor's bracket on the page. I'm gonna go back and listen to the show tomorrow, and I'm gonna fill out the brackets. We're only gonna deal with the North on the show. Sorry, South. We're still trying to learn, y'all. Give us to next year. And I promise you, we'll get that thing together. Well, Governor, man, we sure appreciate you coming back on with us, man. And then, brace yourself for the after high school football because we're gonna have to use you for other things too, man.
Okay, that'll work.
All right, man. That is the Governor. He was on with us tonight. giving us his intake. We'll catch you on the next one, man.
Appreciate
All right,
it.
see you later.
All right, man. Coach, man, it's man, I love his intake because the thing is, man, the dude, he know his stuff, man. He
I was
know
gonna
his stuff.
say I could just sit there and agree with everything you said on the high school level because I'm not super tuned in, so I could talk about the big games, but talking
I
about
watch
one
a little
A.
bit. I know, like I'm like you. I know the bigger schools, but he's in tap with the Heidelbergs. He's in tap
Right.
with those teams that we don't know nothing about because he really put in the work and he really studies his stuff. And it gets me when people find ways to criticize anything. You know what I'm saying? They criticize our show. It is what it is. People are joke and talk about the show, but as long as you're looking at the show, I'm fine. You're driving up the numbers. Look at it so you can talk about us later. But he really puts in the work, and he really puts in the work to know what he's talking about. So that's why I'm very comfortable coming to him and letting him give us the haps on high school football. Well, man, as you know, when you get out of high school, you got to go to another level, and the next level is college football. So, Coach Benji, man, lead us. What we got going on this week in college football?
It's actually a pretty good slate. That's kind of getting, for at least the state of Mississippi, kind of getting overlooked by other things. But we'll talk about the SEC games. And I guess if nothing else, if you're ready, we'll jump right into it. Um, we'll start 11 a.m. the early window. Number 3, Texas A&M will travel to South Carolina. That's 11 a.m. ESPN. A&M is a 19.5-point favorite. The total's 53.5, and you can get South Carolina at plus 800. For me in this game, I'm looking at do what?
Don't waste your money.
Don't waste your money. But for me, if there is anything interesting to find in this game, South Carolina parted ways with offensive coordinator Mike Shula. Shane Beamer takes over the duties there. I'm trying to figure out, is there a way? Can you improve Lenore Sellers? Because you've proven that he cannot push the ball down the field. The sad thing for him is his offensive line's not very good, and you could tell. Like I watched him pretty. We watched about every snap of the Ole Miss game, and he was running scared, seeing ghosts before pressure got there.
It's not even that. Even he missed open people.
Yeah,
like there were opportunities he had against Ole Miss that he was just horrible with his throws.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that is from seeing ghosts. Like you don't get your feet set, you're ready to flush out of the pocket. I think he's just back there like I'm about to get hit. So that's really the only storyline for me. I know South Carolina has 2 offensive linemen that I believe are listed as out. They will be out. So I mean that's already a struggling unit. So I don't think it gets better. But I will say, when you look at data points, A&M's a team that games kind of seem sort of close in the first half, and then they kind of open up in the second half. So I have an SC cover, but A&M will win a 2-score game. And then at 2:30,
South Carolina covered a 19.5.
Well, and I had that. If you look at data points, I think that's a lot of points.
I would go with that if it was at South Carolina.
It's at South Carolina, ain't it?
I said A&M.
Oh, it's at A&M? Oh, well, that changes things because I wrote it down earlier in the week that it was a home game for South Carolina. Yeah, forget what I just said. Absolutely
don't waste your money.
Yeah. Number 4, Alabama versus number 11, Oklahoma, 2:30 ABC.
Woo!
Alabama, I'm sure that different books you can get a different number, but I've got it at Alabama minus 5.5. The total is 45.5, and the money line is OU plus 165. And the story for me in this game, Coach, can Alabama find a running game? And they've struggled.
It's gonna be difficult with Oklahoma's defensive line,
and they present problems. And if you look at, like, for me, if I see an even front, I want a zone scheme. If I see an odd front, I want a gap scheme. I do think Alabama, and I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that in a gap scheme situation, you're creating angles for the block. When you're zone scheming, you have to be right on your tracks. You have to get on your, if it's inside zone, you've got to get on your 45. If it's outside zone, we're drop stepping and going. If, to me, when I watch Alabama play, I just think it's the fact that the feet kind of look lazy to me on the offensive line, and the pad level kind of looks like they get out over their feet a little bit, and then when they try to run outside, it just looks to me it's kind of scheme with me, like you're asking tight ends and receivers to block down on defensive ends and get to linebackers, and they're all Alabama's receiver units smaller. You could say they need to hit the weight room. I don't. So for me, some of it's scheme, some of it's things that I think are fixable. But the question is, can they find a running game? And then for Oklahoma, I think it's all about, can Mateer get back on track to a pre-Texas passing game, because since the thumb surgery, it's still not there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going with what it seemed like ever since you said that, which I wish you'd have told me a week earlier. But ever since you said that, Mateer has not materialized as he's starting to look like those quarterbacks that we just got through talking about here the last 3 weeks.
Yeah. And in some instances it is looking better, but it's not what it was before the injury. So I think that's because I do think that Alabama's good enough defensively. I know one of the backs is out I don't think it's Blaylock, but one of the backs for Oklahoma was listed as out yesterday. I don't know if anything's changed on the availability reports. So I probably lean Alabama. I like Ty Simpson. I think he's thrown 1 interception on the year, 21 touchdown passes. The receivers are good for him. I know that people like to get on Ryan Williams sometimes and everything, but it's a really young receiving core. I like Alabama. They're at home. I think Alabama gets it done.
But I look at Oklahoma's defense, and I just looked over this. The fact that they're in the top 10. They're actually number 7. They allow 4.1 yards a play.
Yeah,
and that's, first of all, in the SEC. I think Missouri is the only other team that's in the top 10. Now, do that always? Well, not. Let me make crap. This thing is doing something else. But Missouri is actually better. But that always don't materialize to you being one of the top in the nation. But 4.16 yards per play. My thing is on this right here. Will the play of Mateer take away from the defense of Oklahoma, and Alabama just ends up just handling business? Because it's one thing in pros, you can have a facilitator at quarterback. You can get by with it. I don't think you can have a facilitator in college. He's got to be more. He can't be He can't be a game manager to win these type of games. That I think that only works in the pros.
You don't see like Trinidad Chambliss as a game manager, because he's not just throwing it
I feel
straight
like,
over the top all the time.
But
he gets
a
lot of guys involved. But
I feel like Chambliss, if we need him to make that play, he can. I don't think right now Mateer.
That's what happened to, because there was a time like JS says, it's not even just throwing it too. He was running that thing. I don't know, like he says he fell off hard, and that's my thing. Like he was a guy that could move around, run, do some crazy stuff, and get it down the field. I don't know what happened, and maybe it is the injury. That is a big deal to have surgery on your throwing hand.
And the thing is, Coach, when you made that comment, if I'm not mistaken, he has not had and I'm going to check it. I don't think he's had a 200 since you made the comment about. He's had one. 200-yard game, and that was against us.
But yeah, that could get you in a situation that cancels out Oklahoma's defense if they can't, because I do think Alabama has a good defense. I mean,
Oh yeah, they do.
they're solid. I just like Alabama in the game.
And with Alabama being at home, and Bryant Dennis Stadium, man, I've been there, and the place. And when you look at Alabama, you're like, there's no allure. It ain't no big flashy thing, but it's something about that funky Crimson A and that flicked elephant, and it's just that place is just a different place to play in.
Yeah, it is, and um, I think we're a week one loss at Florida State away from looking at them a little differently,
Yeah,
or at least the committee anyway.
yeah.
I think they're legitimate. Um, moving on though, we got number 5 Georgia hosting number 10 Texas, 6:30 ABC. Georgia -5.5. The total's 48.5. Texas plus 165. And for me, in this game, I want to know, can Arch, because there's going to come a point in the game. We've seen it too many times. There, you could say Georgia's defense has fallen off in uh as far as the secondary. And there's going to come a time where you're going to have to hit Georgia vertically, and I just need to know if Arch can do it. They've done a really good job. They fixed some things along the offensive line that's keeping him upright. I think they're utilizing him better as a runner too, and they're doing things to get the ball out of his hand quickly. But getting the ball out of your hand quickly don't mean you're hitting them vertically. Go back to the Ole Miss game. Trinidad Chambliss gets in a situation where for the first time all day, he has to take a shot down the field. He couldn't get it done. Put him in a long distance situation, ball game. And I kind of wonder if Arch gets in a situation where it could be the same thing. And then Georgia, can you do what you do offensively? They run the ball really effectively. They like to get out on the edge with athletes. Texas, I think, is number 2 in rush defense, and they have the athletes that can play in space and match up with you there. And I think this is a close game, but I think Georgia's winning a home night game. It would be the first time. Shoot, be the first time, and I don't know when, but this would be the second home. If they lost the game, it'd be 2 this year, and it'd be only the second time since 2020, I believe, they've lost a home game. So, I think some of this stuff's going to work itself out with the playoff committee next week as far as Oklahoma and Texas goes.
Yeah, this is a game that I feel more. Um, I feel like the Oklahoma and Alabama game could go down to the wire. I do feel like Georgia routes Texas. I just don't feel like Arch is, like you said, is capable to make those throws. And Georgia is a slow starting team. Their first quarter is horrible. I would love to know their first quarter scoring on the season, or how many times they've been outscored in the first quarter. So they don't really start hard, but you know the Georgia Bulldogs right now is the SEC's uh, San Antonio Spurs back in the day. It's not sexy, it's not exciting, but they just keep hitting, keep hitting, keep hitting, and all of a sudden they'll hit one over the top, and that the defense will bend and bend and bend, but they don't break. And then the offense, just one thing about it, they complement, both sides complement each other, because if the defense is not rocking, the offense will keep them afloat.
Yeah.
If the offense is not rocking, the defense will keep them afloat. So they keep each other where that all you got to do is keep me there and get me to the end, and we can get it done there. And especially at Georgia, I feel like, I feel like they beat Texas by 2 touchdowns.
It's weird because for years, um, Georgia fans have wanted to run Mike Bobo out of town, and at this point, he's kind of, if they don't do what they do offensively, Ole Miss wins that game. If they don't figure it out in
He
the
made
second
some
half of
he made some huge calls that
yeah,
saved them.
I mean, there's other instances. You go back and look at the second half of the Auburn game, the Florida game. There was a few explosive plays in there that people are like, you just don't dial up explosive plays. They're going to run it up the middle, screen pass, punt. That's what you see on Twitter.
Hey,
And
hey,
they figured some things out, and they figured out how to maximize Gunnar Stockton too. So
and
you got to give him credit.
Georgia better be careful. I mean, you did this with Mark Richt. I know Bobo is the coordinator, and just he's gonna be a head coach somewhere anyway soon. So you're probably gonna lose him anyway. It's a lot of spots open. It's a lot of spots that's probably gonna be open. But we'll talk about that later. Go ahead.
And then 11:45 a.m. SEC Network, Arkansas versus LSU. LSU is a 5.5-point favorite. The total is 56.5. Arkansas money line is plus 175. I have no words, Coach. Two mules fighting over an apple,
Oh
and we
my
can
God.
move on.
No, but just to say this, man, who would have thought this late in the year that you would look at an Arkansas and LSU game and be like, nah, let's move on to the next one.
Well, that's what I said last. I said it.
Yeah,
I say it Sunday night, Coach, when we talked about remaining schedules with teams.
yeah,
You are getting to reinstall the Texas Arkansas rivalry, and they played next week, and no
yeah,
one's going to be excited
not at
for that
all.
one. So yeah, I have nothing there. Maybe Arkansas likes to score a lot of points. Their defense is terrible. That total's 56.5. Is it time to hammer over? I don't know.
LSU is a 4.5 point favorite against 2-7 Arkansas.
Yeah. It's crazy. Wild times that we live in.
Man,
12:30 SEC Network Plus, Kentucky versus Tennessee Tech.
Tennessee Tech 10-0, coach. They 10-0, man.
I don't think it matters. Hey, shout out to Kentucky for figuring it out here lately. I didn't know if they could score 38 points in a season, and they go do it in a game against Florida
Hey,
last week. So,
Snoop said, hey, go ahead and buy that car. I'm going to be here a few more
yeah,
years.
we're gonna be hanging out at the horse track next year, and life goes on.
Go ahead and buy your hat. You good to go.
3:15 SEC Network. Number 23, Tennessee hosts New Mexico State. Tennessee is a 40.5-point favorite. The total is 61.5. New Mexico State's money line is off.
Yeah,
It's
that's how I feel about that.
yeah, I have no words. Josh Heupel likes to run the score up. You
And
could
he
probably
will.
lay the 40.5.
Yeah, he's gonna get it. He's gonna get it.
6:45 SEC Network. This is an interesting game for me. I kind of wonder what this would be like if this game was at home
Mm.
for Mississippi State. You have Mississippi State versus Missouri. Missouri minus 7.5. The total is 51.5. The Mississippi State money line is plus 220. Everything I'm hearing is that if Shapen's able to go, he will go. The keys are not getting turned over to Kamario Taylor.
Hey, prepare Twitter because it's gonna be anger and what they call it, Starks Vegas. They finna be mad. They finna go home broke because Twitter is mad over that decision.
And I think it's time to turn the reins over to him.
Yeah.
You have nothing to lose, except if you they let everybody in now. A 5-17 probably makes a bowl game if they were to lose the next two.
I think you gotta
The APR bowl.
Yeah, I would rather them go ahead and win this one. So, like, I'm trying to eliminate incentives.
Yeah.
I don't want all these incentives that they have going into this Egg Bowl. I mean, I'd rather them go ahead and win this game now. Go ahead and get bowl eligible, and that way, I don't want them going into the Egg Bowl like we got to win this one to be bowl eligible. We can knock Ole Miss out. We can have our Florida signs and wear Gator shirts that day. But we'll get into that in a second. But they got Missouri 6.5. I'm with you, Coach. Missouri wins by 2 touchdowns.
Well, I agree. I do agree though with JS. Like if there is some value in this game, I think it is taking the plus 220 on the money line. Because I will say this: you are going to play a third string quarterback for Missouri. I haven't looked at reports, but this thing gets weird for Missouri with a loss. They were what? How high were they? They floated around the top 10 at one time this season, and I know you can't control injuries, but You lose this one, you're kind of staring at a 8-4 season. I think it's just for salvaging things, must win. I know your playoff hopes are over with, but um, I still am of the belief that you can have a good season without making the playoffs.
Yeah.
I know that we live in a world where that's unacceptable, but
But it don't matter
um,
anymore.
I think I think it's an important game for both teams, but especially Missouri. And then at 6 o'clock, ESPN, number 7, Ole Miss.
Coach Benji, key of the game.
I know that didn't fit. I just want to play it, man.
I interrupted.
I just want to play it, man.
But anyway, number 7, Ole Miss versus Florida, 6 o'clock, ESPN. This line is shrunk. I haven't went and looked. With all the news that's come out today and stuff, I guess people went to Vegas, threw some money down, moved the line. I had it at 14.5, but I did look before the show started. 13.5, I believe, is now the number. The total's 53.5, and the Florida money line that I have, I don't know what it is now, but it's plus 475. Coach, I don't know. I think this could be a 20, 24, 28 point game. Florida, I think Florida's quit. You gave up 38 to Kentucky. I just think the main thing is don't do just make sure that Jaden Baugh don't have the game of his life. The running back from Florida, number 13, I think. Don't let him have the game of his life, and just do your thing. And I think you win this game big. Ole Miss should win this game. They should cover, especially if it's moved down to 13.5. I think it's. I mean, there's nothing here to talk from an on field standpoint. There's nothing to talk about. And I know, I do think that some of Florida's major targets at receiver are actually hurt, but there is a long list of guys who are just out, and the only, like JS says, the only thing it points to is they are sitting out. So I don't think I think it's going to be a crazy environment. I think I'm more excited about with all this Florida media that'll be in town. I'm more excited about the post game press conference than the actual game itself, because I think Lane Kiffin's going to get grilled.
This is what's so irritating, Coach. Why is this game even relevant?
We know why.
But this is what people take my takes the wrong way. I made a post today.
Oh, we're going here now, huh?
Yeah, because we
all
already
right, let's go.
We already here. I made a post today, and I try not to make posts out of. I'm usually good when I'm upset to wait a minute before I post anything. And here we are looking at a 3-6 team who just gave up 30 plus points to Kentucky. That's 2-4 in the SEC. And it's the biggest storyline in the state of Mississippi right now. And Coach, my biggest issue is, and everybody takes my somebody had responded and said that I must be just baiting people. Well, no. People look at our show just to look at it. I don't have to do anything, or I don't have to trick you to come on here. You either gonna come or you're not. I don't have to trick nobody to come on here. I'm very, and here's my thing. Sometimes, I've been an Ole Miss fan a long time, 1989 to now. I've been an Ole Miss fan a long time. One thing I know about my Ole Miss fans, we get delirious sometimes. I've been delirious sometimes, Coach. I really thought Ed Osharon was going to work. I really did. I said, man, let's go. He riding out on the motorcycle. It was the worst 3 years of my life. But, and everybody takes, I'm not taking anything from Lane Kiffin. Man, what he has done at Ole Miss has been remarkable. It's been great. We are enjoying it. But once again, and I'm gonna make my point quick, Coach, because we got to move on. We got the top 25 to deal with. I'm gonna make it quick. I just looked at all of the coaches since Billy Brewer, and we talked about this in 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 a condensed form. I'm gonna go a little bit deeper today. You got Tuberville, 4 seasons, and Cutcliffe did 7 seasons, I believe. Well, not I don't count that '98 year; it was just one game. So there was 2, 4, 6 seasons. Ed Ogeron 3 seasons, Houston Nutt 4 seasons, Hugh Freeze 2, 4, 5 seasons, Matt Luke 3 seasons, and Kiffin is currently on his 6th season. And the point that I'm trying to make to people is when I look at those coaches, and even though I hate how Tuberville left, I coach with a guy that was on that team, so I know what went on in the locker room. Uh, one of my friends, one of my cousins, was on that team. Number 4, you might know him. He was a linebacker at Ole Miss. Y'all might know who he is. Who was on that team? Who heard the speech? But regardless of what I heard, Tuberville had to deal with a team that was rocked with. He was rocked with
Thank you.
just we was messed up. We didn't have all our scholarships. Um, we did an interim year with Joe Lee Dunn after Billy Brewer was fired, and it was just a mess. And '97, we finally, we got both. We was off the probation. Um, Crazy Joker went for 2 at Starkville. Like, who does that? Go for 2, get the 2 point. Was it Cody Pearson? Cody Pearson catch the ball
Corey
on
Patterson.
Corey Patterson. It was a weird. I mean, the catch was.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, Andre Roan caught the touchdown, and Patterson caught the 2 point conversion. So we won the fight pregame, and we won the game. Went to the Motor City Bowl. Man, I was there. Me and my guys, we drove to Detroit, and watched Randy Moss get 200 some yards receiving, but it wasn't enough. And then rolls in Cutcliffe. Now Cutcliffe, like I said, went 8-4, 7-5, 7-4, 7-6. Had a 10-3 season in 2003. Never put together a big recruiting class. I don't think he ever got a big recruiting class. I mean, he got Eli, but I don't think that was more. I don't think he worked for Eli. I mean, Eli was coming to Ole Miss, and pulled off. But Cutcliffe went 4-1 in bowls. Three Independence Bowl, a Cotton Bowl win, and that Music City Bowl. That was Romero's senior year. That's when we got a chance to see Eli. Eli came in and almost brought us back got us a win. So and for whatever reason, Cutcliffe, he went 4-7 his last year. They fired him. Comes in Ed Ogeron. He's here. 3-8, 4-8, 3-9. He's out. I remember when he went forward on 4th down. I was at the state game when he went forward, and Ben Jarvis Green Ellis, coach, I kid you not, Ben Jarvis Green Ellis, we saw him in a van leaving. He was with his family. He didn't even ride back with the team. He said, "Forget this. I'm done with this." And I kind of knew then that the writing was on the wall. So boom, we bring in Houston Nutt. Now here's where I have a problem, coach. I never believed Houston Nutt ran into some issues at Arkansas. I never believed Houston Nutt wanted to be at Ole Miss. I think every year he was posturing or using Ole Miss as collateral. Look what I'm doing. I need this big job. And every year you heard Houston Nutt's name in every coaching opening. Houston Nutt went 9-4, 9-4, 4-8, 2-10. That 4-8, 2-10 sunk him getting that job. But 9-4, 9-4, oh man, they was all over, and I just think he was just posturing. Hugh Freeze come in, coach. We're probably. I do believe now, and I told you this on this week. Hugh Freeze got the Auburn job not for what he did at Liberty. He got the Auburn job for what he did at Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Liberty did not give him that job. Tuberville got the job for what he did at Ole Miss. You know, Cutcliffe had, history as an offensive coordinator at Tennessee. He went on to go to Duke. But his head coaching prowess was established at Ole Miss. And Hugh Freeze put together the greatest recruiting class we've ever had. NIL wasn't a thing. Now, you wasn't legally paying players. Let me just say.
But it would have been absolutely fine in today's world.
Yeah. You're not legal. So you had to go out there and convince these kids that Ole Miss is a place where you can go get a championship at. And they believed it. And I'll never forget that morning when I watched the South Panola boys and
Tony Connor, Laquan
man,
Treadwell.
oh man, it was a
Larry
great.
Tunzel.
Oh my gosh, what a morning it was. He did that without the NIL era where you got to sell the program. Here's another thing. All those coaches I named, what two opponents they had no choice but to play every year?
What? Alabama.
You had to see Alabama. You had to see Auburn.
LSU, Auburn.
Every year. Every year. I don't care how good. And you getting Alabama in their heyday. You getting Nick Saban Alabama. You're not getting the Alabama. Yeah, granted, Alabama, okay, they doing good. But you're getting Nick Saban Alabama every single year. I see you smiling. What's going on?
You had a little crown on your head on TikTok.
Oh.
Somebody put a crown on your head.
Hey, well, crown me then, because I'm talking my talk tonight. And even Hugh Freeze, he went 3-1 in the bowl. One burner phone away from still being at Ole Miss. It went south. Whatever went on, it went on. And, you had Matt Luke. I think Matt Luke, moving my personal self out of the way, I think Matt Luke made a mistake by hiring 2 head coaches as his coordinators. Bringing Rich Rodriguez in and whoever was the defensive coordinator at the time.
Mike McIntyre.
You brought in 2 head coaches who I believe were undermining you. You being a first-year head coach. I feel like Coach, him coming from a coordinator position, and as you can see, we haven't done well with coordinators or not even a coordinator, position coaches at head coaches. Otheron was a position coach. Matt Luke was a position coach. Yeah, they did help with, coordinating some things, but they wasn't the coordinators. And I think Matt Luke's biggest fall was hiring 2 head coaches to be your assistant. I think they kind of undermined them. Now, looking at Lane Kiffin, man, I am not taking listen to me, chat. I'm not taking nothing from Lane Kiffin. But the problem I have is everybody's acting as if Ole Miss didn't help Lane Kiffin too. The comment was made, he was the greatest thing that happened to Ole Miss. Really? Coach, how many SEC championships we've been to? Just answer it, Coach. I just need that answer. How many national championships we've been to?
None.
Outside of Georgia last year, how many top 10 wins in the SEC we had?
Not a whole lot.
Not a whole lot.
I don't know the precise
when
number.
I see comments like that, I just want the fans to understand that, yes, I am a man of stability. I want the coach to stay there. Crap. If I wish I could find the tweet where I had tweeted Hugh Freeze. I'm like, look, man, we forgive you. Come on back. because I wanted him to stay. So no, I don't. But when you get into a situation like you're in right now, and all of the talk is about you going to. I was talking to somebody today. I said the 12 teams that's in the playoff picture right now. Have you heard anything about the other 11 team coaches?
No.
Are they talking about what the other team head coach is going to be doing or where he going? They're talking about them posturing themselves in the playoffs. We can't enjoy. What's the use in enjoying something that you know that's going to tear your stomach up?
Yeah. I'm with
So
you.
I'm not against Lane Kiffin. Everybody think I'm the. I went back, coach, and I found my tweets for 2022, and I was saying the same thing then. And if I need to post it for you, I will. I found my tweets. I went and fact checked my own self, coach. I found my tweets from 2022 where I said that there's this. You should not be having to go through this when you're supposed to be getting ready to try to make the playoffs, and we worried about if our coach going to Auburn. And now here we are, 3 years later. We should be trying to. Man, we should be excited about what's going on. Coach, the fan base can't even be excited right now because you don't know that if your coach is going to Florida or if your coach is going to LSU or if your coach is going to New York or if your coach is going to Hawaii or if your coach is going to Afghanistan. You don't know. You can't even enjoy it. You can't enjoy it. So my thing is, and oh, by the way, 3-2 in the bowl. You know, 3-2 in the bowl. And for the last 3 years, you don't have to see Alabama every year. Didn't have to see Auburn every year. Now when I go into a player's house, I can just show you how much money we got. I don't have to sell my program no more. Some other coaches had to sell that program. They had to sell Ole Miss with all the stigma. Look, I graduated from Ole Miss, so I know all the stigma that comes with going to Ole Miss. I know what people say about Ole Miss. I know how much criticism. The first thing they go, how could you go to Ole Miss? So I know all of the talk. And imagine trying to go. You tell me them other schools wasn't using that.
Oh, yeah.
When the Klan came to Ole Miss, you don't think another coach said, now you want to send your kid to Ole Miss? That's what these coaches had to deal with. They had to go in there and convince that your kid is going to play and your kid is going to be able to have a successful career. You don't have to do that no more. All you got to say is, we got enough money. You see Aflac, we just signed that contract? Well, we got plenty of money. What you need? 2 million? 2 million? How about we give you 2.3? That's all you got to do now. So what I'm saying to the fan base, and I'm telling you on tonight, let me find a sound that go with what I got to say. That works. This is my last night talking about Lane Kiffin. Unless you bait me, coach. It's my last night talking about Lane Kiffin. The only thing I said that we should be celebrating what Ole Miss is doing right now as a team. And yet, day after day, post after post, podcast after podcast, TikTok video after TikTok video, blog after blog, we're talking about a coach who could possibly be leaving. How is that good for the program? And even if it's a posturing deal to get a deal, man, is it worth it? Is it worth all of this stuff? And I'm glad. I hope it don't affect the play.
Well, if it does, it's inexcusable. You have to get an answer. I think that some of the stuff we saw today, though, Coach, I don't know if it was Florida or Ole Miss, but I think both parties need an answer. They need something to happen. Ole Miss don't want to sit around. They need to get this figured out in case you need to hire a search firm and figure this out. Florida needs to know because they've hitched everything to the wagon. They've got to find out. And I think that's why it kind of heated up today. But I'm telling you right now, and I don't see it happening, but if you lay an egg, you lose, whatever. Saturday, it's inexcusable. I mean, it is. You're positioned to be 11-1, and I think at worst the 6th seed in the playoff.
The host.
Yeah, you're hosting. It'll be the biggest game in the university's history.
Yeah.
on campus game.
Yeah.
I know they've played like Notre Dame and Jackson in the
So
past, but this will be the biggest game in program history on your campus. I'm ready for the conversation to move to that. And plus, there's plenty of other great stories in college football that no one's looking at. Pitt has a chance to make everybody happy Saturday, and nobody wants to talk about it.
And then people get mad at me because I'm not afraid to call it out because Ole Miss ain't paying my bills.
Yeah.
Ole Miss don't, I love Ole Miss. I graduated from Ole Miss, class of 1999. I was there for the good years, the bad, and the ugly. But I can say what I need to say. Everybody else is afraid to talk because they're afraid. We don't want to make nobody mad. Coach, I've been criticized as a coach. Ain't nobody care about my feelings.
Yeah. I mean, he's getting paid how much? What if he?
A lot.
Let's say because I believe they'll be 11-1. I believe they're going to win their home playoff game. So he's probably maxing out in bonuses too. So he's probably around 10.5, 11 million this year. You can't you're getting paid that much money. You're going to have to take criticism, bud.
And I'm going to give it. I'm going to give it because what people don't understand, high school coaches don't make like what college coaches make. I want y'all to know that. I know y'all might think we make a lot of money. Man, it don't scratch the surface. If you saw what we made, we should be talking about y'all. So, so I'm just gonna put it right there. But it's just the fact that once again, like I said, here's what I'm scared of, Coach. The Florida game don't bother me.
The Mississippi State game
in what year was it? In 1998, I sat in the stands at Ole Miss, and I kept hearing the Mississippi State fans yell, "Auburn, Auburn!" That's like, who's crazy? What are they screaming Auburn for? Well, they knew more than I knew. They knew more than I knew, and they took that, and it affected our team, and we played like garbage. And they beat the crap out of us. We want to take this uncertainty with all that's on the line to a Starkville team who's not terrible, who's been in some games. We want to take that energy and say, here you go. Y'all use this when we come to play the Egg Bowl. That game could be a disaster of epic proportion. Because if this stuff is still hanging over everybody's head, and we go to Starkville and lose that Egg Bowl and lose an opportunity to go to the playoffs, whether he want to go, he got to go.
Well, I'm telling you, we're going to know. I feel like we're going to know an answer because I'm going to tell you, I said it when we talked about the game. I'm more interested in the press conference Saturday night than I am the game because the Florida media is, what's Gonzalez is the interim head coach. He's going to get a 2-minute press conference and they're all moving.
Man,
and Lane is going to get asked directly several times, several different ways from the Florida media. What are you going to do? Or, I mean, probably directly ask him what he's going to do. And how he answers it is going to say a lot. And I'm telling you, if he gives this answer that's I don't think about those things during the season, lie. I think he's lying.
Yeah, you lied.
Because it's the offer's done.
It's Tuberville all over again.
I believe
Tuberville told them players that he was not leaving Ole Miss and already had his bags packed.
And I think the reason why you're not seeing it from the local beat is because they've asked it and they know that he's not going to answer it how they want the answer to be. And it's going to be the same answer every time. So you can't just keep asking the same question over and over again when you know the answer is not going to change. But here, look, here's the thing that I think about it. Do I think it would be like the best thing for Ole Miss to lose Lane Kiffin? I don't, because I think he's like the culture of Oxford. I think he's a great fit as the head coach. The man's won 53 games so far since 2020. I don't think it's great, but Ole Miss, the athletic department, Keith Carter, Glenn Boyce, are in one accord, and Lane Kiffin is not leaving Ole Miss because they haven't giving him everything that he's asked for. Because I'm telling you, I think from an NIL standpoint, Walker Jones is going to figure it out. I think from a salary standpoint, Heath Carter's going to figure it out. It won't be because of the athletic department, where in the past you lost coaches because of that. So I think you should just relax because you have a great team ahead of you. It's a job where they're on one accord. The boosters don't interfere. Like Lane Kiffin runs that program. I feel like the next coach will too. I think boosters are kind of hands off. You're in an era now where you can get the corporate partnerships. I see them talking about Aflac. I think that's a big deal, and I think that has something to do with all this today. I think that's some of it. I think they wanted to know where they stood with this corporate money coming in, as far as like where it stands, how much. Well, I don't know if the public will ever know exactly what it is, and I haven't looked at it since we decided to go. I haven't dug any further since. I've been waiting. I know we started at 7:30, but I was sitting in here ready to go at 7:00. I just think you need to chill because go back to Hugh Freeze. I do not think Hugh Freeze is a great football coach. The man, the man calls offense. I think he scored one touchdown in his last 21 possessions as a head coach at Auburn. You can't sit here and go lose to Memphis with all the talent you had on the field. You can't not recruit defensive players. He was not a good coach. And he goes to 2 Access Bowls. He goes to a Peach Bowl. He goes to a Sugar Bowl. And if there was a 12-team playoff at that time, he would have been in a 12-team playoff.
Coach, he's one of those things what you just said. My truck fits me. My truck may be too big for somebody else. I think Ole Miss fit Hugh Freeze. He don't fit nowhere else in the SEC.
And maybe fit will be the most important thing if Ole Miss is going to hit a ceiling. Maybe there's a certain fit that it has to be. But what I'm saying is I don't think he was like, you cannot sit there and say that staff was as if the maximum efficiency. You cannot say that. You cannot say they were just super efficient.
He was horrible at Auburn, but I think he had a great collection of coaches around him, because in the same instance that we give Lane so much credit for the offense and criticize Weiss when it's not good.
Yeah.
Like for instance, last year, the running back situation. Crap. When we had Plumlee here, you making tweets like you don't make the final decision on who get out there. Oh, I'm going to talk to the quarterback coach. Making all this, crap. We lost Plumlee because of that. Last year, we got a running back that's capable. And you're making, you're making freaking tweets like it's a joke or something, of why he's not playing. So Hugh Freeze at Auburn was horrible.
But Coach, all I'm saying is that whether it's because we can also say that Jeffrey Vitter might be one of the worst chancellors. Like they just let the NCAA come in and impose, like there was no fight. So, but all I'm saying is there wasn't maximum efficiency out of the coaching staff and the previous athletic administration. And Ole Miss, if there was a 12-team playoff with Hugh Freeze, would have been in the playoff twice. Now, what I'm saying is you have your athletic administration on one accord. I mean, they are, from a standpoint, you talk about coaching staff. They have made Charlie Weiss Jr. the highest paid offensive coordinator in the SEC. Pete Golden, the same thing. They're doing everything they can for maximum money for your support staff, the rest of your coaching staff. I think they were the first to really jump ahead of the NIL, get the stuff situated. I just think that if in the old era you had a guy that could maximize the job, I think you're fine. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm shocked if he's not at Florida. I'm not totally shocked, but I am a little shocked if he's not at Florida next year.
And that's
you can't freak out.
I'm not. Everybody's ready to throw the whole program out the door because Lane may be leaving. You just made the great point. we have an administrative team that's working together. And you can go get because I don't think we don't have to get no startup coach anymore. You have an established program now.
Yeah.
You don't have to go get no offensive line coach and say, hey, or crap, Ogeron was just a freaking defensive end coach. He wasn't even a defensive line. He was a defensive end coach.
They knew he could recruit, and that was the problem that Cutcliffe had, is he couldn't recruit, and they were like, by God, he might not be able to coach them, but we're going to get the athletes here. And then you saw what happened. You saw what happened. Houston Nutt goes to two Cotton Bowls with them.
But that's when you get a head coach. I think we can go get a head coach now. So if he leave, all I'm saying is quit knocking the program like it was just done by itself by one person. That's all I'm asking the fans to do, is not sell out the whole program. If he leave right now, my biggest concern is the distraction from what's happening right now. We should be excited and talking about what's happening right now. And
but I do think you're going to get to that point. You're either going to be really excited or you're going to be really sad. Because I just get on Twitter and it's terrible. But I'm telling you, I think today we're going to have it forces us to have an answer next week. I think he's going to have to, and if there is any kind, if you're an Ole Miss fan that's like, no, I disagree with everything you're saying, we will be nothing without Lane. We have to keep it. If you're one of those, because there's people out there that are like it, go get on a message board. You'll find it. In 2022, John Sokoloff leaks that Kiffin is going to Auburn. And they can say the Landry Kiffin stuff, and a lot of that probably is true, but it comes out before he's ready for it too. He gets in a situation where he has to I think that was ultimately, some of that was the reason why he ended up back at Ole Miss. And I think that if Saturday goes down the way I think it will in that presser.
How do we play doing all that? How do we play as a team?
Oh, not very good. We went and lost to a terrible Arkansas team.
And we're finna take that same energy to Starkville on an Egg Bowl with all the playoff implication that's on us.
But Coach, I will say though, now I like this team though. I don't know if the team is even like, I know it's there's probably some worry, some wondering. I don't know. But I think this team is kind of like JS said in the chat. I think they're a different group. I think they're a young group that a lot of them could come back next year. He could go get in the portal and build on this. But they're really a let's handle our business type of group. I'm not really worried about the players as much as I am if the coach will even be there, or will Joe Judge be coaching this group? Because I do think if he ultimately takes it, I don't see how you let him coach another game. If he takes it,
yeah, he got to go.
We're done here.
The moment he say, yeah, there is an agreement, because I think we'll know next week, then he got to pack his stuff and go.
I think
coach this team.
I think by the middle of next week we're going to have we're going to know. I think we'll know where this is at.
All right, last thing, and we'll move on. How many punches can you keep taking every other year before it's like you done beat me up too much?
I think you're already seeing it, Coach. We go out. What was the number? 10 million in a week that they got rallied behind Lane in 2022 for NIL. I don't think you're getting that this time. I think he got it that one time, and they're like, nope, we've been doing all this.
And you're still not sold. Like, at this point, man.
We've done all this. You know that you're going to end up getting everything you need anyway. You can either. I think that's where it's getting from a donation standpoint. I think the only way that gets fired up to where you're raising 10 million in a week is if he leaves and you've got to go hire a new one. That's just my opinion. I think that, to your point or your question, I don't think that the sentiment around this is loving and needing him as it was back in 2022.
Coach, I'm tired of it, man. I'm tired of it. I really am. Like I said, I am die hard, man. But I'm die hard Ole Miss. I don't get too wrapped up in coaches. I love Ole Miss. Now, I love when we get certain coaches, and there's coaches I've had problems with that I didn't like. But, the moment coaches hit this level with me, man, it's hard to reel me back in, whether he stay or not, because you're going to keep on playing and toying with this each time. And I need to know you committed. But like I said, I'm done. After tonight, chat, everybody, I'm not talking about Lane Kiffin no more. That's it. I'm done.
He's done.
I had my rant, and I'm done talking about it. All I'm going to say is I pulled up my own receipts. And like I said, this same stuff that I'm saying now, I said in 2022. And here we are, right back at it again. Coach, let's finish up the top 25 so we can get on out of here.
Yeah, so for the rest of the top 25 tomorrow night, moving on. Because, Coach, you say we're not talking about it again. Lord knows we're going to be talking about it again. We're going to be tired of talking about it, but we're going to be talking about it. And I'm going to get on message boards and see what the scoop is, and I'm going to get on Twitter and see people just crashing out. It's because going nowhere.
Because when I make a post, I'm just trying to rage bait for people to watch the show.
I appreciate you, JS. If you're out, man, really appreciate you for being in here and talking to us.
Hey, and let me get a chat in Facebook. Man, thank y'all, man. Fred Thomas, Ole Miss legend, man, just a legend, Bruce legend all in itself. Coley Cole, man, Blake Brandon, man, appreciate y'all chatting, man. I'm trying to do TikTok and Facebook at the same time, but man, I sure appreciate y'all just interacting with us, man, and just rolling with this thing with us, guys, because we as fans, I like the fact that as fans we're able to express and say how we feel about situations, because I'm tired of people treating fans like they don't mean nothing. Fans mean a lot. You wouldn't have
absolutely preach.
You wouldn't have the stuff. Ask the NFL and all that. Make piss fans off enough and see what happened. Cleveland ain't got the memo, but go ahead, top 25.
So Friday night games, because those are becoming more important or more popular as years go on. Clemson is at number 20 Louisville, 6:30 ESPN. Ugh, the ACC. Louisville is a 2.5 point favorite.
I hope Clemson win, just to mess everything up.
Yeah. Minnesota travels to number 8 Oregon tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Fox. Oregon a 25.5 point favorite, and I want to do it on here because everybody's like the SEC. It's all SEC biased. Coach, let's go back.
Okay.
Missouri's. I know they're not the number 8 team in the country or anything like we're talking about with Oregon, but we're talking about Mississippi State, who's the bottom tier of the SEC right now. Sorry to the Mississippi State fans, but it is what it is. They have one SEC win. It's a 7.5 point line. Missouri at one time, really good team. Maybe that doesn't prove my point well enough. Florida is a dumpster fire. They're traveling to Ole Miss. It's 13.5. But you play these Big Ten games. Minnesota, 25.5 point dog.
A 6-3 team that's 4-2 in the Big Ten.
Yeah. So, and guys are like, man, I had to answer questions the other night.
Make my point.
I had to answer.
Make your point.
And I had to answer questions about this the other night. They were like, "There's no way you rank Oregon behind Ole Miss. They have Oregon has such a better resume. They're a better team." Coach, both teams have a top. Well, at the time, a top 20 win on the road. Iowa dropped outside of the top 20. Ohio's sitting at Oklahoma's sitting at 11. Both teams have a loss to top 5 teams. Georgia, Ole Miss lost to Georgia. Indiana lost to, or Oregon lost to Indiana. Guys, there's at the top. I do think conferences are pretty similar, but when we get to the bottom, there's a huge difference.
It's a big difference.
Talk about the whole conference. That's all I'm getting at.
You can't count Minnesota as a bottom tier, and they are a 25.5 point dog. And they're 6. You're not finna tell me some team that's 6-3 in the SEC gonna be almost 30 point dog?
No, it ain't happening.
And get on out of here.
Anyway, moving on. That's a 25.5-point line. Saturday, 11 o'clock, Indiana host Wisconsin, 11
Go ahead
a.m.
and
Big Ten Network.
make another point.
29.5 points.
Make
That one's
another
understandable, but, what was the line? I threw it away. What was the line on the line on the Georgia Mississippi State game last week was like 9.5.
Yeah.
So there you go. I think the big game of the day for playoff ranking implications of what a lot of people want to see. Number 9 Notre Dame travels to number 22 Pitt, 11 a.m. ABC. Notre Dame is a 12.5-point favorite. The total's 55.5. The money line, coach, is Pitt plus 380. Here's my concerns, though.
I need Dan Marino to go do a speech. I need him to get him fired up, man.
Well, coach, I'm gonna tell you, the freshman quarterback, he started like the last 4 games for Pitt. This is not the Pitt team you're used to seeing. I do like some of the things they do in their run game, but they're not super effective in their run game. You don't think of them much as an air-it-out team over the last 5 years. You probably wouldn't think of them that way. Their freshman quarterback in 4 starts. If I butcher his name, forgive me. I really dove into watching Pitt this week. But Mason Heinschnell he's averaging 257.8 yards per game passing.
Good job on that name, man.
Did I get it?
Yeah. Good job.
He's averaging 257.8 yards a game. He has 300-plus yard performances, and he has a 423-yard performance. For me, I think it's all about Notre Dame's offense, though. I worry about the Love kid in the backfield for Notre Dame. That's, I think he could be in consideration for the Heisman. I mean, he's running that thing. I got Notre Dame in a close one, coach. I'm sorry. I think Pitt has Pitt. Here's the thing, and I don't know. I hadn't looked at the latest availability report, but Pitt has some key defensive guys that were either questionable or out. I think that makes a difference, and I just don't know. I don't know if their running game, the struggles in their running game. I think it's a little too much to overcome. I think that this is the last competition that Notre Dame will see, and you're going to see them in the college football playoff.
I got to give a shout out to Eva. She said, "Where's my shout out?" I'm giving you a shout out, Eva. There you go. Gotcha.
There you go.
Coach, Pitt is going to win this game. You hear me?
I hope you're right. It would be awesome if they did.
And Notre Dame they can go play basketball because I'm sick of Notre Dame. They shouldn't even be in the conversation right now. And this is the game. What's going to happen? They're going to lose this game. They're going to go from 9 to 13, and they'll win another 2 games. And
Figure out how to
get in it.
Oh, man. You're probably right. We've been saying that all year, like the only way you're getting in with 3 losses is to be a conference champion, unless you're Notre Dame, and then TV will just put you right on in there. Moving on, though, number 18, Michigan, travels to Northwestern, 11 a.m. on Fox. Michigan is 11.5-point favorite. Number 24, South Florida, travels to Navy, 11 a.m. This is implications for your Group of 5 contender. South Florida is a 9.5-point favorite.
Did you see Paul Five? Did you see Paul Fibon's take on that?
I did.
Did you agree with it?
I did.
I'm with them. It's supposed to be the best 12 teams, and we're handing out.
I've said this for 3 weeks now. Since the college football playoff rankings came out, all you're doing for this Group of 5 stuff is, or the 5 highest ranked champion, 4, whatever the case may be. Some of these, it's a participation award because they're getting bounced by 30 points in the first round. Let's just have a Group of 5 playoff and give James Madison, Southern Miss go win them a Group of 5 national championship. Just do that.
Yeah.
Quit giving us this dog game. We're going to get a dog game on Friday night, December whatever it is, and it's going to be because we've put some team in that doesn't deserve to be in.
Yeah, Jamestown or.
But we live in a world that rewards. We live in a world that hands out participation trophies, because if you ask anybody online, they're like, "No, you got to do it this way." Why?
Coach, that trophy right there wasn't participation. I made All-Star in 1987.
There you go. Arizona, They go to number 25 Cincinnati, 11 o'clock FS1. Cincinnati's 6.5 point favorite. Central Florida travels to number 6 Texas Tech, 2:30 on Fox. Texas Tech 23.5 point favorite. Coach, and I think Texas Tech, they're positioning them. This was one of my takeaways from the college football playoff rankings. I think Greg McElroy said it on the show during the college playoff ranking show, and I don't agree with why he come to that conclusion, but I do think that they are trying to. If Texas Tech wins the Big 12, I think they're going to move these Big 10 and SEC losers out. I think they get the 4.
Yeah,
I think that's coming. I think they told you without telling you that is happening.
If they win, I think they're in the top 4. They're going to get a bye.
NC State.
Sure, Coach Jackson will be excited about that.
Yeah. Right. NC State travels to Miami, 2:30 ESPN. Miami's 16.5 point favorite. Coach, they ranked this team ahead of Georgia Tech, who leads the ACC. They are setting it up. I think if Miami doesn't mess it up for them, they're setting this up. ACC is probably going to be a 2-bid league. I think that the winner of the ACC, whether that's Georgia Tech, let's go back to it. This is how crazy the ACC is. Georgia Tech, Virginia, Pitt, SMU, and a 5-4 Duke team. All of them have a chance to win the ACC. Miami's not even on that list, but is ranked higher than any of those teams.
Is Louisville out?
I don't know. With they're
4-2.
They're buried so far down. I don't think that if you look at Georgia Tech, if they get by, they have. I don't know if they have anybody left. I think they're winning because the Georgia game won't matter for them.
Yeah, nobody in the ACC. I mean, they got. Well, they do play Pitt.
Yeah, I think it's either going to be Pitt and Georgia Tech versus. It might be Pitt, Georgia Tech. That might be your championship game. I don't know. But I don't think Miami or Louisville is going to get there. I think there's going to be two, either a 1-1 loss and some tiebreaker stuff comes in, or 2-1 loss. It's going to work its way out somehow. But Miami's they've pretty much handed you like, hey, just don't mess this up. We're going to slide you in there. We're going to make this a 2-bid league. Don't mess it up. They are 16.5 point favorite. Georgia Tech plays Boston College at 2:30 on the ACC network. They are a 16.5 point favorite. This is an interesting game, and for some reason, it's going to be buried on the Big Ten network, where I'll have to go find it. Number 21 Iowa travels to number 17 USC. USC is a 6.5 point favorite, and coach, I think Iowa could get them because they're talking about a monsoon in LA for 2 days. All day Friday, all day Saturday. That plays that gets the ball out of the air. You get into a physical matchup. I think that's up Iowa's alley. Although I think their playoff hopes are done, they could definitely spoil USC's because USC is still alive. And I believe, do I have any more? Yeah, I've got a couple more. Virginia goes to Duke. Duke is a favorite in this game, coach. Duke for Vegas, they are very much alive in the ACC championship hunt.
Yes, they're 4-1.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What if Duke? Just crazy. What if Duke win the ACC, man?
Because there's a situation like they're in. I think they're in because they're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna make it to where. Like here's a scenario that could play out. They're taking the 5 conference championships. They don't have, if James Madison snuck into the rankings, if South Florida goes scratch and they sneak and they stay where they're at, and then you have Texas Tech, you have Ohio State or Indiana, and you have Texas A&M, Alabama, or Georgia, or however that works out. They could leave the ACC champion out of the tournament, and I kind of wonder if that's something to do with the reason why Miami's moved to where they are.
So it wouldn't happen.
So that at least somebody's getting in.
an at-large bid to go to somebody that didn't win the conference championship.
Yeah. But, I mean, there's a scenario. I don't think it's likely, but definitely a scenario. And I ain't going to lie to you. I think Duke gets Virginia Saturday. So that would definitely end any hope Virginia had, which wasn't much at all. Another team that's interesting, Coach, they've left them just sitting right there on the outside looking in. Number 13, Utah, travels to Baylor, 6 o'clock ESPN2. Utah is a 7.5-point favorite. Number 1, Ohio State. This is, for some reason, they decided to put this on. This is going to go head-to-head with, let me look. Let me make sure I get this right. This is going to go head-to-head with Georgia and Texas. You have number 1 Ohio State versus UCLA, 6:30 NBC for the Big Ten Saturday night.
Wow.
Why did Iowa and USC not get that game?
Oh my goodness.
That don't make it. It doesn't make any sense. Ohio State is a 32.5-point favorite, and they'll probably cover it. And then the final game, the late kick on Saturday night, 9:15 ESPN. TCU travels to number 12 BYU, and BYU is a 4.5-point favorite. And those are the rest of your top 25 games.
Coach, man, we got a lot of stuff going to happen this weekend, and I think a lot of stuff is going to iron itself out. Or maybe we might have the same weekend we had last weekend, and everybody just win, and we don't have no type of parity and no type of news. But, Coach, on tomorrow night, man, we open up our basketball season, and I got a whole brand new team, and because I graduated 7 seniors last year, so we are starting over, and but I ain't gonna lie, I'm looking forward to tomorrow night, man. Just looking forward to. I'm tired of watching them practice each other, and I think they're tired of practicing each other. So, man, hey, once again, another good show, man. I know people are gonna get upset on some of our takes, but hey, it is what it is. Just keep listening to us. You'll be all right. But to everybody, man, that joined us tonight, those that on Facebook, man, appreciate. Hey, Cole, I like that. He said the ACC is almost college contenders. All right, I like that one right there. But shout out to everybody that was on Facebook chat on tonight. Everybody that joined us on TikTok, man. Coach, everybody that follows your coach, I know you was fighting and swinging and fighting by yourself. I try to make sure you don't have to fight by yourself the next time you go on your college show. Man, we got a lot that's still ahead of us. I know we didn't get to cover pro NFL and NBA. We'll cover that on Saturday night. We'll get you ready for it. But, man, once again, Coaching Coach Podcast, man, we love you. We thank you. Hey, we love what we do. We just love talking about this stuff, and we love bringing you into it. Coach, any other thing before we sign off, man?
Man, just go listen. That's all I got to say. Go download it and listen.
Go listen. And remember, you can go find us on Spotify, Amazon. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. Click on the Coaching Coach Podcast. Share it with somebody. Let them know that we're on. And you can go listen to the other shows, man. Listen to our rants and listen to all the different things. Story time. Coach Benji's keys to the game. Man, go look at that stuff. Go listen to it. You can find us tomorrow. It will be available. Click on it. Set your notifications so you won't miss an episode. Coach, until I see you on Saturday night, man, you have a good one, and we'll see y'all on the next one.